How to get amano shrimp to breed. How do I get my amano shrimp to breed? Well, let's break it down all the way. My first step is, when I set up my tank, I use organic soil. The type of soil I use is this stuff right here. It usually runs between $3 and $17 on the high end, depending on when you get it, if it's, in stock, what have you. But I use this as my soil down here, and then I got black gravel on top to hold the soil down, keep it from kicking up and stuff. And then I use that to grow my plants and stuff. Now, with that being said, obviously with the water conditions, now here's where it gets a little tricky. With the water conditions, what I do is they'll be straight fresh water at first. When you get to about this size, they'll be fresh water. You can have them in straight fresh water, right? But once you start to get them to where you want them to breed and everything, you'll want to switch over and start adding this into the water when you do your water changes. I recommend a 40-gallon and up when you're trying to breed a mono shrimp, because they can have anywhere from 1,000 to 3,000 eggs, and it can become very overwhelming very quick. But as long as you know the right people, maybe the right pet store, you can easily sell them off. But as you can see, I got 1, 2, that looks like another one right next to her, 4. Like, there are just pregnant females all throughout here, guys. And this is the area where they like to molt. There's all their molts. And it's been a month now since I added the Araga milk. The Araga milk I've been using, I'll show you guys that now if you guys haven't seen that in my other videos. My Araga milk, I've been using it as a calcium additive. You don't add very much, and this is a 2-part solution, so you don't need like the other subset solution. You just shake it and squirt and you're good. You guys go ahead and pause if you want to read it. But yeah, this cost me $16. And it works really good to add calcium into the water for shrimp, snails, what have you. Anyways, back to the amano shrimp. When it comes to the salt, I have them in a 55-gallon right now. This is set up for this is a 55-gallon. And I use, let me get the spoon out real quick, because I have a little spoon that I use for this. If I can get this jar open. There we go. I use about a teaspoon, maybe 2 teaspoons of the brackish salt, and do not add it directly into the tank. what you want to do is when you do water changes, take that brackish salt and put it in your bucket that you're filling up with your fresh water, and let that dissolve as that bucket's filling up, and then you can add it into your tank. Obviously, make sure you guys do your what is it, dechlorinator and conditioner. Always dechlorinate your water. It's not good for shrimp, not good for any aquatic animal. Another thing that I do is I feed them on a regular basis. I do not sit there and feed them once every other day or once every 2 or 3 days. These amanos get fed very well. What I use to feed them is this stuff. Y'all already know pretty much how that stuff looks, but if you don't, I'll pop open the bigger jar. It's the same exact thing, brown lid. And this is how it looks when you get it. You get a little bit smaller flakes than this, but I usually get this, and I'll take in, give me 1 second. I'm doing all this one-handed, guys. And I'll crush it. I'll put it in a sandwich bag, and I'll crush it really, really fine. And then I'll pour it in there. And that may look like a lot to you guys. That may look like a lot of food that just went in there, and it is a lot of food. But it's just enough to keep these shrimp going. They also got algae, like there's some black hair algae on that Java fern. There was some black hair algae on this pennywort here, but they cleared that off real quick. But yeah, you see the little babies. Boop, boop. Where are they? Back out the camera. Oh, there's one. One little baby. I got a bunch of little shrimplets in here. Oh, look, there's another one. Oh, where is he? Right. Yeah, there he is. But yeah, they'll sit here. Within 3 hours, they'll have all this food cleared out. It won't even look like I added food in here, guys. Ooh, there's one of my blue hybrids. How you doing, beautiful? But yeah, you can see they are very active. I have a high flow in here just so it keeps the oxygen levels up, because with as many amanos that are in here, it would really tear them up on their oxygen and the ammonia spikes if I didn't have a good filtration system. The filtration system I'm using is one of these. I got that for $15 from a yard sale. It's really silent. I've had no issues with it. It does pretty good flow. Something I recommend if you have any type of pump like that, to take in and buy one of these. Where is take in and buy one of these types of nets with this really fine mesh net on it, and cut that off. What you'll do is you'll fold it out from here, and you'll get in there and you'll just lightly spread that, pull that apart to where you can see the sewing thread that connects the two parts together, and just slice that sewing thread all the way around, and you'll get a pretty decent sized net that you can tie to the end, the intake flow nozzle of your pump. That works really good, and it saves me all of my babies. Because if my babies got sucked up into that pump, it more than likely would kill them all. The time to add salt, start doing it slowly. Once you see your amano shrimp start running around like nuts and everything, that's when the female is putting out pheromones saying she's ready to mate. So once that happens and you see them calm down, that's when you should probably do a water change and start adding the salt. What else? I'm trying not to miss anything, guys, of what I do. Because I pretty much just wing it, and I'm trying to remember everything I do. Because I kind of pretty much have the same routine on how I do this. Let's see here. Raw milk, recommended 40 plus gallons. Nice high flow system. Brackish salt. Sand or gravel. Organic soil. Lots of plants so they can, yeah. That's pretty much it. Oh, something else. Just to balance out like the pH and everything, and to feed the plants, I do use this. I don't use this often. In my 55 gallon, I do about 4 squirts every 1.5 to 2 weeks. Because if you put too much of this stuff in your tank, my other phone dropped. If you put too much of this stuff in your tank, it will cause a huge algae bloom. And y'all don't want that. Well, unless you do want that, you just gotta be careful, because the iron in it is a high enough level iron that it will create a black algae problem for you, or black beard algae problem. But it will, at first you'll see a lot of green algae, but then the black hair algae will start popping up from the iron. A good plant to stop that from happening, though, I've noticed, this plant right here sucks up a lot of iron that the algae needs. I can't exactly remember the name of it. I think it's like water spirit or something. Let me see if I can't find the tag. I keep all the tags just in case I forget the name. Let's see here. Temple plant, creeping rush, baby tears. Yeah, there we go. That's what it is. That stuff, plant that throughout your tank if you got a black hair algae problem or a black beard algae problem, and it pulls out the nutrients that the black beard algae thrives on. I'm surprised these two are still kicking. This one and this one, both of them are clippings when I first got the plants, just because I had so much black hair, like literally the whole bottom was starting to get covered in a layer of black hair algae, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta get rid. Look, you can actually see remnants of it back there on that money wart. And I feed them so good so they don't really go after it that often. Plus, you gotta take in and black out your tank for like a day or two, just so the black hair algae can die off a little bit, and then you can kick back on the lights. That way the other plants can get the photosynthesis that they need. But yeah, all in all, that's pretty much what I do, guys. I just plant a bunch of plants that I like and that I think other people would like starts of, and I'll take them and I'll plant the hell out of them and let them grow, take clippings, plant them again. That gives them plenty of area hide, yada yada yada. I actually need to trim my dwarf baby tears. They're getting kind of tall. I usually don't let them get that tall. But yeah, guys, hopefully that helped. If you have any troubles breeding amanos, like once you get to a certain step, let me know. If you're having issues, I'll try to help you out the best of my abilities. Disclaimer, I am not a professional. I've had amano shrimp for about 7 months now, maybe 8, almost a year. So I'm not a huge professional. I'm still an amateur. All this stuff that it pretty much was a niche to me. It just came to me. It wasn't skills. I didn't learn this knowledge. It's all natural. Yeah. Oh. If you got soft water, try and get something that'll harden your water up to a pH of around 7.5 to 8, because that's the pH levels that you're needing amanos at. Other than that, guys, let me know what y'all thought about the video. I tried to get as much details in it as possible without sitting there and just rambling. Hopefully there was enough good footage. There's another one of my blues. Or is that the same? Yeah, it's the same one. Later, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video.